Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to plug this GPS that I just received and solder it onto your FPV drone. Then I'm going to walk you through the Betaflight setup, and finally I'm going to go out for a test flight so you can see what info the GPS provides. Alright, now if you're asking yourself why the heck would I put a GPS on my drone, because I can just see where I took off on my goggles. The thing is, if you plan on doing some long range flying, or if you're scared of losing your drone, I would recommend you buy a GPS and stick it on your drone just in case. For me, for example, I've already lost a drone because I didn't have a GPS unit on it. Basically, the goggles ran out of battery and the drone was far away, so I just couldn't come back and I ended up losing the drone. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you invest in a GPS. It's not that expensive. They're usually going to be between 15 and 30 euros or dollars. Alright, now we're going to look what GPS you need to buy. So type in DFR on your search bar, then click on the first link. And then you want to go into parts and select GPS in the electronic section, and then basically any GPS that says M10, which means that it has an M10 chip inside, any of these is just going to be fine. I would stick with these M10 units. So here you can see the Flyfish one is fine. Then you have the Fox here that looks pretty good. And be careful, do not buy this Viefly GPS, mate, or you can buy it, but be careful, it's not a GPS, it's actually a kind of battery to power on another external GPS. So I bought this one. This is the M10 GLONASS by TBS, and it's worked fine for me for the moment, so I'd recommend it to you. Alright, so first you want to screw off the top plate. So basically you want to gain access to your flight controller, so put all that on the side. Now this is my air unit, so I'll just take that out for now. And I'll just put it back into the slots, but just for the soldering. I need to turn it back around when I'm done. Alright, now let's put that on the side for now, and we're going to open up the GPS. Alright, so it looks nicely wrapped. We've got some large paper to protect it. Let's put that aside. And then here is the receipt. And now let's put the box aside. We have our GPS. Perfect. So let's open this up. And alright, so here this, I don't know what this is, it looks like a weird sticker, but anyways, we don't need that for now. Let's put this on the side. Now this is what we're looking for. This is the GPS, and this is the antenna for it right here. Now here is the plug you're going to need. Alright, so this GPS right here, this, let me show you. So here is a wiring diagram for two types of GPS units. So you can either have this one or this one, and this one basically has two additional cables, SCL and SDA, but here on this this TBS GLONASS M10 GPS, we only have 4, so that's easier to solder. So we've got the red one, that's the 5 volts, then we have the TX, RX and ground. Now, the only thing you need to be careful with here is that the TX actually runs onto the RX, and the RX runs into the TX on the flight controller. So what this means is, let me unravel this. So here, I'll keep the wiring diagram, I'll just pop it up there, and let's start soldering. Alright, let's just pop the air unit onto the other side, because the UART I'm going to use, let me zoom in, is this one right here. And so I'm going to be using the, let me point it out for you, the 5 volts, the RX and TX and the ground. So basically the 4 here, but not these 2. So my pads are already soldered, so they're already tinned. You just need to tin your pads, and now we're going to tin the cables from the plug. So let me zoom out a little. There we go. Alright, so to tin the pad, so I'll just bring some solder on here. So we're just going to heat up the soldering iron. There we go. And the way we're going to want to do it is we want to keep the cable still, and we're going to want to make a sandwich with the soldering iron and the solder. So here, let's do the ground one first. There we go, that's tinned. Now you want to be careful, if you can, you want to open your window, because you shouldn't breathe the fumes from the soldering. Alright, now here I'm going to do the white one. So that's either going to be TX or RX, I don't know which yet. So let's do the sandwich. Alright, so that's done for the white one. Now let's go for the last one, the red one. That's going to be the 5 volts. So let's do the sandwich again. There we go. Alright, now let's solder the cable onto the flight controller. So first, you want to tin the solder pads. Mine are already tinned, so I'll go and solder the 5 volts straight away. So the 5 volts is the red wire here. So let's take it on the tweezers. There we go. Now you want to take the soldering iron and solder it on. Oh, I'm missing a bit of solder here. Oh, I've got some there. Wait a minute. Alright, so let's add some solder. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now let's do the white one on the RX. So the white cable goes to the RX. Alright, perfect. Now let's take the yellow cable. This one goes... No, sorry, let's do the ground first. That's the black cable. So the ground one goes onto the ground pad. There we go, perfect. And finally, the yellow one is the TX. So it goes on, so it's the RX one, but it actually runs onto the TX on the flight controller. Alright, perfect. And we want to put the wires back together, and you want to make sure they stay all together, so you kind of spin them around like that, so turn them all together. Yep, perfect. Alright, now once you've done that, you want to turn the flight controller over, because mine was, mine was the facing downwards. There we go. And now you can just kind of close everything back up. So you have all the screws here. You can just screw them all back on. Perfect, and then you can just plug this into the GPS. That's it, perfect. And then you want to find somewhere on your quad to fit the GPS. So for me, I think it's just going to go on top, and I'll print a TPU later on. So let's get that underneath here. And now you can just put everything back on. And you can screw the top plate back on. So let's do just that. Alright, and then just 2 screws left. And then the last one. and then basically I'm going to arrange something to fit the GPS here. But you want to, so this is important advice, as much as you can, you want to get the GPS out of the way of the VTX antenna and of the radio antennas here, because otherwise they're going to interfere with each other. Alright, now that everything is screwed back into place, you want to bring a laptop, or just take your regular computer. You want to plug a USB cable into your flight controller, then plug the cable into your laptop, and you want to enter Betaflight. Then hit connect. Then you want to enter the ports tab, and here you want to make sure that on the UART where you plugged your GPS in, so for me it was UART 1, you need to have the GPS enabled, and you need to enter the number here, that's the baud rate, and it's written on the product page for your GPS unit. Then hit save and reboot, and once you've done this, you want to go into the GPS tab, and you want to make sure you have the right protocol selected. Again, all this info is going to be on your GPS product page. So mine uses uBlocks, and it's recommended that I use autoconfig and Galileo. Galileo basically makes it better. And then set home point 1, so I leave this enabled. It means that basically I think if you land and then start again, the GPS won't set a different home point, so that way it will always start where you took off first. Then I stay into the European ground assistance type, and these are basically the Betaflight settings. Now you can hit save and reboot once you've entered the settings, and you can close Betaflight, disconnect your drone, and you can go out flying. So this is the test flight. Now I'm taking off here, and as you can see, now that I have a GPS, I have my live latitude and longitude values on the top left. I also have the number of satellites that I'm getting connected to on the top right. So here you can see I'm at between 10 and 20. Basically, it kind of changes a bit. And then there's a distance, h. This means the distance to the takeoff point. So here I'm at around 200 meters. And the most fun one, my favorite feature, is the speed. You can see the live speed here. I'm at 60, 70 kilometers per hour, and yeah, so the speed's pretty useful. Here I'm doing a small flip, and also the GPS is really there for you if you lose the drone. So here, for example, if I lost the drone during this flight, say it went into a tree or whatever, I would just go on the goggles and read the latest longitude and latitude values. I would enter these on my phone, and then I could just walk up to where the drone is. So that's why you want to buy a GPS, really. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you managed to assemble your GPS. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.